Hey, you wouldn't buy sushi from a gas station, would you? So why are you trusting them with your CBD and THC? At Botana Organics, we take your wellness seriously. No mystery ingredients, no sketchy labels, and absolutely no, we swear it's CBD vibes. Our products are organically grown, lab tested, and crafted with the cleanest ingredients. Because your body deserves better than what's next to the nacho cheese dispenser. From calming oils to delicious gummies and soothing creams, every product is handpicked for optimal benefits and zero weird surprises. So skip the gas station gamble and trust Botana Organics, where everything is pure, potent, and definitely not stored next to the windshield wiper fluid. Isn't that right, Mike?
Botana Organics, cultivating wellness naturally. Visit us at 3650 Silverside Road, Wilmington, Delaware, 19810, or check us out on the web at www.botanaorganics.com.
All right, well, we're back on the B block of the Media Virus podcast. We got some news nuggets, lightsabers, stash, and supersized sausages. Let's get into it.
Well, good evening, Matty Rockdeff, you cosmic captain of the airwaves.
That's right.
And all you wild TMVP listeners. It's your snark-slinging scholar, the Reverend Professor Mike Litoris, here to beam up the news with more puns than a Jedi's lightsaber duel and enough shade to eclipse a gorilla's shortcomings. Tonight, we're slicing through stories about futuristic physics, cannabis-fueled brain boosts, and some below-the-belt biology. Hold on to your blasters. This ride's going to get high and wild.
Oh, yeah.
Light becomes a super solid. Jedi dreams get solid. First up, Ecoticius reports, scientists have turned light into a super solid, a freaky state that's both solid and fluid, like Jell-O with a PhD. This breakthroughs got us one step closer to Star Wars-style lightsabers. Because who doesn't want to wave a glow stick that cuts through steel like butter?
Damn right, dude. Dude, I saw this and I got so fucking excited, man. I was like, they turned the light, dude. Fuck,
dude.
Like, was once, dude. One, yeah, right. Luke, I am your father. No, it works.
Researchers at the Austrian Academy of the Sciences cooled light to near absolute zero, making it act like a crystal with a party attitude. But let's be real, Maddie. If they're already making light act solid, I'm betting DARPA's got a secret Death Star in the works. Just don't let me near one. I'd probably slice off my own force-sensitive bits trying to look cool. May the photon be with you.
Dude, we're so close. If they could just find a way to turn into it. They made everything else smaller, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's only a matter of time.
Dude, back when they launched the first rocket to the moon, man, computers took up the entire fucking building, and they still had to have black chicks in the back checking the math.
And now you carry more than that in your pocket every day.
Now we carry it in our pockets, dude. Soon, my grandkids, dude, are going to be playing with fucking lightsabers.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be awesome.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, when you and I were coming out of high school, the first commercially viable personal computers were hitting the market, like that families could just go out and buy one. You didn't have to be super well off. I mean, it was attainable, right?
Yeah.
And
for most people, yeah.
And there's still, your phone is still it's still more powerful than that device.
Much more powerful. Does much more. Much more.
And has
more memory.
Yeah, more memory.
Just on its stats. Just on paper. It does much more. And you put in the fact that it's constantly connected to the, you're constantly connected to the internet. It used to take all the time without, half the time you're not even realize it. Like your Siri, your personal assistant, doesn't work without the internet.
Yep.
It doesn't work. So every time you ask Siri a question, you're using the internet. So yeah, I mean, but with that compounded by the fact that we're going to have lightsabers, I'm hoping that this next story about cannabis keeps you young. But that's.
Well, speaking of staying cool, IFL Science says long-term low-dose cannabis might reverse aging and boost your brain power. German researchers found mice getting tiny hits of THC stayed sharp, like they were auditioning for Ratatouille, the stoner sequel. Less inflammation, sharper minds, sounds like a retirement plan for Cheech and Chong. But here's my pitch. Crank up the dose. See if we get super geniuses or just mice binge watching Pineapple Express all day. I'm no scientist, but if weed's the fountain of youth, I'm ready to spark up for science. Just don't tell my doctor I swapped my kale smoothie for a blunt breakfast.
You can do both. You can have a kale. You can have a kale smoothie and a blunt. It can be done.
I don't like either of those things.
I don't like kale smoothies. I'm not a blunt guy.
Neither am I.
I don't like blunts, and I don't like large pre-rolls.
No.
Like the one shop I go to Berman's sometimes,
mm-hmm.
and they have, dude, they're $10. It's 2 grams.
Mm-hmm.
It's a huge fucking J. I unpack it, and it lasts me 2 fucking days or a day and a half or whatever.
Right.
And but I feel like smoking. First of all, like when you light the end of the joint,
mm-hmm.
you're changing the flavor of all of the weed behind it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I like the taste of fresh.
Yep.
Cannabis. That's just my thing.
No, I'm with you.
So, and I can't drink coffee anymore. So I do go looking for other breakfast drinks, and have had some smoothies. Not kale. I'm not.
Kale's garnish.
Yeah, kale. Kale's not even garnish. Kale is decoration that you put plates upon. If you remember, back in the 90s, your only interaction with kale it was that shit on top of Pizza Hut's salad bar that was decoration. It's what everything sat on.
To cover up the ice.
To cover the ice, yeah. That's the only thing kale was used for.
It was only good to insulate the the ice in the salad.
It was fucking decoration. But that's what we knew about kale, and I wish that's what we still knew about kale.
Yep.
Every time my wife tries to sneak kale and spinach into like foods that I like.
See, I like spinach.
Here's the thing: is I don't mind spinach, but I don't want it in things I like.
Well, like what's she trying to put it in?
Like eggs, and like if she makes
that's a good place for spinach.
I mean, it is, but it's not. When I didn't want it, you know what I mean? Like when she said, "What do you want in your omelet?" and I say ham and cheese, and there's ham, cheese, and spinach. I didn't want spinach in my omelet. You know what I mean? I don't mind spinach. She's not going to see this, so I don't care. I don't mind spinach, but I constantly complain about spinach because,
It sounds like when it comes to eating, you and my wife might be a similar kind of asshole.
What nobody's figured out about me is I'll eat just about anything you put in front of me. It's whether or not, like, I, want to eat it again.
Right.
That's all. But
well, there's good news.
It's hard to transition into human penises or growing.
Well, like I said, there's good news.
Size isn't everything.
Well, I mean, Let's get down to business. IFL Science reports human penises are getting bigger at a rapid clip, thanks to better nutrition, fewer diseases, and maybe a little too much confidence. Data from 1942 to 2021 shows the average Johnson stretching out. But here's the rub. Bigger isn't always better.
Here's the rub.
Doctors warn it could mess with fertility or make things awkward in the bedroom. Talk about a growing concern. I bet dudes are strutting like peacocks, but if your trouser snake's outpacing your Tinder game, you're just left with a lengthy letdown. Size matters, sure, but not when it's causing a baltastrophe.
Baltastrophe.
Speaking of size, IFL Science drops a bombshell. Gorilla penises are tiny. Like, where's the magnifying glass tiny? Despite their King Kong swagger, male gorillas are working with less than 2 inches. Talk about a short reign. Why? It's all about their harem lifestyle. With one alpha calling the shots, there's no need for a big banana to compete. Meanwhile, humans are out here evolving longer equipment, but tripping over fertility issues. Oh, the irony. I'm no zoologist, but if gorillas can rule the jungle with a micro member, maybe we should all chill and stop measuring up. Still, I'd hate to be the intern measuring those gorilla goods. Talk about a primate pickle.
I think one thing they really, we've mentioned in the past, we've talked about primates and the way they fight, right?
Uh-huh.
And the chimpanzees and I kicked my camera. I took the camera off my table, right? Because when Ricky sits in the chair, she likes to kick the table, and it was shaking my camera.
Okay.
So I put the camera on a separate tripod.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I just kicked it. So, you know, they immediately they go for the genitals.
Yeah.
So having a big swinging, you know, genitalia in that type of environment is not advantageous at all.
Not a good plan.
Not if you want to breed.
I mean,
if you want to breed, you need something that sucks up inside you.
I mean, if you are fighting for your life, the rule of thumb is go for the soft parts.
Right. So
whatever you can get. And if it's pendulous and swinging, it's a liability.
That's probably why most of the time I'm an innie.
Gets me in trouble all the time.
Yeah. I must descend from great warriors. Because it's like an innie sometimes. Just there's nothing there. You know what I mean?
No, I don't.
I mean, it expands when it's ready, but I mean, it you know.
It's a grower, not a shower.
It is, but you wonder why there's these two different sections, cross sections of men. There's growers and showers. Like that's kind of.
I mean, it is strange. And you got a guy like Johnny Holmes. He was kind of both.
Kinda.
I say kind of because he couldn't get all the way there and maintain consciousness.
All the blood would rush out of his head.
Well, there wasn't enough to keep him. He couldn't run both heads at the same time. Well, was that the news? Without just a little sign off. Signing off with a snicker. That's the news, Maddie. You galactic guru of gab. From light turning solid for lightsaber dreams to cannabis keeping mice youthful, To human junk growing and gorilla junk shrinking, tonight's stories were a cosmic, kooky, and kinky ride. Tonight, tune in to TMVP next time for more tales that'll make you laugh, think, or check your pants for fit. This is the Reverend Professor Mike Litoris signing off with a prayer for sharper minds, shorter problems, and no lightsaber accidents. Peace out.
I gotta tell you, Reverend Mike, you just dropped a B block bomb that's got us all rethinking our prescriptions. Oh, you know what? Here's the thing. First of all, Bite has gone retarded. Bite has something's wrong with Bite. I can't figure it out.
Okay.
I tried to run today's script, upload it to Bite, and ask for the usual, descriptions of the blocks, hashtags, titles,
right,
transitions, all the things that I asked Bite for.
Yes.
And what it started spitting out stuff that it made up. It started spitting out stuff that we did last week. It started spitting out stuff like nothing was.
Are you in a new instance, or is your instance getting really long?
My instance has probably gotten too long.
Yeah.
Well, I start a new chat every time I want to do something. But
well, I mean, if you start a new chat when you're doing stuff, you should be fine.
Right.
You're not going back into the same chat.
No, I go into a brand new chat, upload it, and it says, first it says it couldn't, I uploaded today's script, and it goes breakdown by sections. And then where it starts to get, it gave me, for the first one it gave me was all vagaries.
Right.
And then I said, try again. Right. So it was like transitions, you're almost there. And it didn't read it. It just knows what we do.
Right.
So then thanks for the nudge. After I said, try again. The strongest in weeks. Here. Space junk, time pizza, and giant nuts. What the fuck? Like, where did you get this from?
Yeah, he's going rogue, dude.
Right.
He's out there writing the show without us.
And
no shit.
That's what it looks like to me.
We need to rein him in.
So then I was like, none of that was even remotely accurate, and I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So got it. Let's reset. And it says it's rereading it, and then it goes over it again.
Right.
Right. Mummified mom in freezer. The fuck? B block focused entirely on the massive flooding in Dubai. When was there flooding in Dubai? What are we talking about? And then it's like telling me like, oh, what works and what doesn't. Like
he's going rogue, trying to write the show.
So then it's like, hey, what do you want to do now? And it's like, I want you to read the fucking document and describe it because none of that shit is in there. What the fuck is wrong?
Huh.
And it's just more fucking every time I asked it. It gave me new son found living with mummified mom.
Why is it stuck on these stories that we didn't do?
Dubai flooding. I'm like, what in the so? And it doesn't even get pissed off when I upload it again, read it again. Same shit. It made more shit up. Trump pooping himself at a podium. A judge in robes running out of a 7-Eleven, a Bigfoot holding a protest sign. The fuck? And then one man's journey with Ibogaine. We sit down from Jesse Janafra from Botana Organics. Like, what?
It's putting old shit together.
Yeah. And I was like, is there some reason that you refuse to read what's actually there? And it says, yes, an honest answer. When you upload this document, I tried twice to read it, but it was hitting internal processing errors. And it just went by what it normally, like what it thinks I would have done.
Okay.
And then it says, oh, here's the actual content. And still, I have no fucking clue what it's talking about. It's talking about me ordering Wendy's from DoorDash. And the dog had gotten in the bag and eaten the sandwich and shit all over the rest of the order. So I ate the Frosty and puked all over everything. Like, what the hell is going on?
Oh my God.
So it just keeps going with these, like, these stories that it just, like, either pulled from previous episodes.
Did you not have it shared properly, or?
I thought that, and I went in and changed it to anybody with the link.
Right.
And I don't know. So everything was done by Grok this week. At one point I had like four of the same document open because I kept checking it.
Right.
Did I upload the right thing? Did I upload 233 and I think it says 5? You know what I mean?
Right.
So I went in and started deleting memories. Like stuff that like it was remembering. I don't need to remember that. But none of this shit was in there.
Huh.
So yeah. So you can overwork ChatGPT and it'll shit on you. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about that. I mean, it was
that's something.
I was quite pissed off this afternoon trying to get the show done. Yelling at Byte, like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I mean, I feel like we should be able to. I mean, at this point, why did you have a problem reading the document? I mean, that's what we need to know. We don't need to
know. But if if Grok didn't have a problem, then there's no problem. You think what I'm saying?
There shouldn't be, right? Unless ChatGPT is blocked from accessing Google Docs for some reason.
Maybe I've just done it too much for the free plan. Like maybe I
don't know.
Maybe I fried its circuits. I don't fucking know.
Well, we kind of gave it this week off. We'll see what it does next week.
Yeah. I hope it stops. Well, I'll be honest with you. It's been declining in quality. The quality of jokes have compared to Grok.
Right. So you said you were in looking at the memories and curating the memories.
Yeah.
Is there any way that you can export them?
I don't know.
Because conceivably, if you could pick certain memories,
I think if I reset the memories, I lose all of my. Like I have this.
No, what I'm saying is there a way to export? What do you get under 3 dots when you go to a memory?
I'm trying to remember how to get there.
This has got to be terribly interesting.
Well, yeah, let's explore this later. That's a good point. Because this doesn't translate to audio very well. Doesn't translate to video very well.
No.
It doesn't translate to audio very well.
This is a production meeting.
I just thought, just the fact that like we were like, it seems like every time I really start to tout the praises of a chatbot, it fucks me over.
Yeah.
I was loving Copilot, and then it just changed. And I was loving this, and now it's just fucking with me. Like
I think if there's a way that we can export the memories and curate them so that we can reload them into a new instance and start over.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I think that's it for B block. I think we fucking. I think we finished up pretty good.
Yeah. All right.
So,
well, ladies and gentlemen, that being the end of B block, I'm going to get us out of here, and we will see you in the C block. Matt's going to go ahead and hit the bat signal, and let the boys know that we're ready to go. And I'm going to show you this. This episode of the Media Virus Podcast is brought to you by 302-46 Voice. That's 302-46 Voice. If you want my voice on your project, dial 302-46 Voice today. Don't forget to check out our sister show on the Media Virus Podcast Network, Stepmoms Without Children. Join Ricky Rockdeff as she takes a deep dive into the fascinating people she meets and thinks that you should meet too. Find Stepmoms Without Children at themediavirus.com, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your fine podcasts. Special thanks to mysportsreports.com and delawaresports.com, delivering regional sports coverage straight to your devices via stream and podcast. Learn more at mysportsreports.com and delawaresports.com. If you wish to sponsor the Media Virus Podcast, email your contact information to pml@themediavirus.com with the subject line sponsor, or leave us a message at 646-VIRUS-01. On behalf of the infection team and our feckless leader, Maddie Rockdeff, I'm the Reverend Professor Mike Litoris, coming from to you live high atop Uncle Butch Studios, with one hand firmly on the pulse and the other clawing for a shred of sanity. This has been the Media Virus Podcast. We'll be back next week. Find us at themediavirus.com, on social media, or download us now from your favorite podcast platform. That's fucking irritating.
what?
That audio drops every fucking time I use that video.